Hello, scrappers. Happy to see you. I am Alice Funk from Morgantown, Pennsylvania, and I want to show you some fun with the fishnet border border punch, as well as some of the crabs. This is the Curious Crabs Border Maker cartridge. So I'm just having a little fun with them and wanted to share with you. So I am going to pin my screen so you can see my desktop. And what I did was I did the fishnet border in this blue, and this is some paper from the Coastal Shore paper pack. Just thought it was super pretty. I loved it with the fishnet. But then I got playing with the fishnet, and that's what I want to show you. The border cartridge, let's go back to this page for a second, just to show you how this works. It's a border punch. It looks like this. This is the border punch. And in order to make it, let me just move some of my little crabs that I punched out. You're going to take your border and you're going to put in your piece of paper. And I just have a skinny piece of paper. This will work in it, unlike the border maker system where you have to have a piece of paper wide enough to fit into the paper holder. This short strip will work. So what you're going to do is you're going to look at your border punch and you're going to see those lines in the front. That's where you're going to start your paper. So when I put my paper strip in there, I'm going to have the edge of my paper right on that line that's in the front of the border punch. I'm going to stick my paper. My paper is bent a little bit. I'm going to stick my paper into the border punch so that the straight edge of this strip of paper is right up against that back wall of the punch. There's actually a little lip back here. It's almost like a wall so that the paper can't go further. So I'm just going to punch it, and let me just move my crabs. And then I'm going to move this down. And you can go either way. Oops, I didn't get it right on the edge. And as you see, there is a little tiny notch here after it was punched. That notch is actually going to line up with, there's a little notch on here, and you're going to line up the design with that design on the paper tray. So as I move my paper down, I'm going to line up that. It's hard for you to see because I'm trying to do it on the wrong side here. Okay, so I'm going to move my paper down. I'm going to line up this little tiny notch with the notch that's on that tray and line up the design pattern. Make sure the rest of that straight edge of my paper is on the back wall. And I'm just going to go straight across, again, lining up the notch and just moving my design pattern that I'm punching down until I have it all punched out. And I do want to do it backwards. And that's the beauty of this border punch, is I can go either way. So now I have this beautiful net border punch punched out. It's absolutely stunning and ready for my page. But what I'm going to show you is you can also do it on a diagonal, which I thought was the coolest thing. I wanted to do a fishnet in the corner of my page. This is the, I was using the, can't even remember the color of this. This is the bronze shimmer paper that I thought looked more like the net coloring. I'm on top of the lagoon shimmer piece of paper. So I just took a plain piece of paper. In order to get it into the corner, what I did was I stuck the corner of my gold shimmer paper, bronze shimmer paper, right into that punch. So let me just clean off some of the confetti that came out of the last one. What I'm going to do is flip my punch over. So I'm now looking at the bottom of my punch. I'm taking a corner into the punch and I'm lining up this center little notch with the corner of my paper. So I just want to line it up and make sure that the center of that net, that tip of that net, is right on the paper. Turn it so you can see it. Whoops, turn it this way. So that tip of that net piece is right in the corner, and I'm going to punch it. Let all the little confetti come out. When I let go, that little corner piece is going to fall out. Now what I'm going to do is, just like I did before when I put the paper into the punch, I turn it over. I'm working on that line that I just notched out, that I just punched out. I'm just going to put it in anywhere. So I'm going to stick, now I'm looking at this straight edge across. There's going to be two little notches. Don't worry about those. Actually, you could probably trim them off. So I'm just going to take my little scissors and I'm going to just snip off the edge so it's a straight line. There is a little notch there. Don't worry about that notch in the middle. Just, you have that straight line. I'm going to put that right up against the back wall of my punch. Punch it down. And then you're going to see this fishnet border right in the center. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put it back in. I'm going to move it left so that I line up the fishnet and the edge so it finishes that punch all the way through. And then I'm going to move it right. Again, line up the fishnet with the pattern on the punch. And I have this beautiful punch. So that's 2, and we want 3 altogether. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to start anywhere on that diagonal line. I'm going to move it to the right so that I can complete that edge of my fishnet, and then I'm going to move it to the left. So I'm going to put it back in, move it to the left. Get all this confetti out from under it, move it to the left and line up my pattern. Line it up. And if you notice, when I pull it out, there's still a little bit more. So I'm just going to keep moving it to the left until I have that pattern all the way through and I get a strip of that border. So I get a strip of that border. And now what I'm going to do, oops, just move all that confetti. I'm going to grab a piece of that Lagoon paper. It's a Lagoon shimmer. I can do it on the same one and make this across, this fishnet across, but I want to show you how I laid it out so you're not looking at the one that's done. What I did was I took that little corner piece. I'm going to put repositional tape on it, which is in my tape runner. I'm going to put that right on the corner of this piece of paper. And then I'm going to line up the next one. If you notice on my original page, I left a little bit of space between each strip of the fishnet, or you can push this up right against your fishnet that you just laid down. So I can put it right up against the fishnet that laid down. So it looks like a continuous fishnet on my page, or I can pull it back up and leave a little bit of a space. So that is up to you. If you want to leave a little bit of space in between, you can leave a lot of space or a little space. Just make sure that the design and fishnet is going right off the edge of your paper, and you can always trim it later. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reposition on this last piece. I'm going to leave a little bit of a design in between. And then you can see how I left a little strip of that lagoon paper in between all of these. What you do is just flip it over, trim off the excess, or you can certainly tape it down so you're right on the edge. That's up to you. I just wanted to make sure I had about an even width of that blue between. So now I have this really cute net in the corner, and then you can just take a couple of crabs. And the crabs are from the Curious Crab Border Maker cartridge. They're adorable. They are just so cute. Just put a little tape on them and they can decorate your fishnet in the corner of your page, showing all different ways. A couple of darker red ones that I'm going to put on my page here. We just want crabs going every which way. And look how cute. Didn't that come out adorable? There you go. So you have, and then it becomes a 2-page spread, however you want to do it. Just move this over. You can make them corner to corner, or you can put them right next to each other. Oops. And put your page like so. Really cute, simple page idea, but just had to show you putting your fishnets in the corner. Have a great day.